Hi guys, and welcome back to the Mighty Blues. It is the player ratings, Everton 0, Fulham 1. I have slightly calmed down over the last sort of half an hour, 40 minutes or so. Quite frustrated during that instant match reaction, as you would have seen, because for me, it's just the same problems. The same problems that we've known have existed for, a year now, 2 years now. And whilst we created a lot of chances, and whilst you might be able to say we were unlucky and on another day we maybe score one or two of those chances and win the game, you could maybe say, Iwobi had a great game, James Garner had a great game, and those would be sort of definite positives to take from the game. But it's still the same issue that persists. It's still the same problem that we face, sort of not even week in, week out at this point, year in, year out, of the fact that we have not got enough goal scorers in this side. We spoke in the instant match reaction about needing a centre forward in that can score goals, because we can't rely on Dominic Calvert-Lewin. We know that. But even just midfielders that score goals, midfielders that are confident in front of goal, defenders that are confident in front of goal, even in the David Moyes, era, we didn't always have an out centre forward that got you 20, 30 goals a season. We didn't have that until Lukaku came in. But what we did is, when that ball forced to Nathan Patterson, at the back post with an open goal 5 yards out, we had Seamus Coleman 10, 15 years ago who'd have buried that. Now we've got Nathan Patterson hitting the bar with it. When a ball forced to Abdoulaye Doucouré in the box and he hits it at the goalkeeper, that'd have been to Marouane Fellaini and he'd have buried it. So even though we didn't necessarily have that centre forward, we had other players in the team that were capable of scoring goals, and this team has just got so few players who are capable of scoring goals. It's incredibly worrying. But anyway, I digress. Let's get into the player ratings then. Jordan Pickford, I'm going to give him a 6.5 today. I don't think he had much to do. I don't think he was particularly involved. I don't think he particularly was called upon. In terms of the goal, was he at fault for it? No, it come down that right-hand side, and I think sort of Nathan Patterson and James Garner then ultimately were at fault for it. Could he have done a little bit more? Maybe, but again, I don't think we could blame Jordan Pickford for that goal. Yeah, again, I think you'd just be talking generally about a goalkeeper doing a bit more in that situation. But yeah, not much to do, to be fair. Wasn't tested an awful lot. Made a couple of saves you'd expect him to make. Made a couple of good passes with his feet as well that you would expect. Slowed the game down a little bit, which I wasn't particularly pleased with. I felt like we maybe could have done with the game moving a little bit faster when Jordan had the ball, and he didn't. He slowed it down, but that was obviously for a reason, because he didn't see any runners, or he didn't see a ball that was clear enough for him. So yeah, I'm going to give him a 6.5. I thought he was all right. Ashley Young then, I'm going to give him a 7. I thought he was okay. Dealt with everything he needed to relatively well. Defended relatively well, and okay, you could say that the cross for the goal ultimately come down his side, but I think he was attacking at that point, and it was actually randomly Nathan Patterson who was playing left back then, instead of actually covering his own side. But yeah, I thought he was all right. Thought on the ball he looked okay. Couple of silly passes, couple of misplaced passes. Again, he slowed the game down a little bit towards the end, but yeah, I thought he was all right. I don't think he was by any means the worst player on the pitch. Didn't offer much going forward, but we're used to that now with our fullbacks, aren't we? Centre-backs then, James Tarkowski. I'm going to give him a 6. Thought he was okay. Thought he dealt with what he needed to deal with well. He was obviously incredibly unfortunate for the goal that was disallowed, which, again, baffling to me why that was disallowed. It was never a foul on the goalkeeper, but there you go. And yeah, again, defensively, dealt with what he needs to deal with, managed the game well, led, threw the tackles in, got himself about, put himself about. Yeah, 6. Michael Keane next to him. Again, I'm going to give Michael Keane a 6. I've seen a couple of people having a go at Michael Keane and obviously, talking about the fact that he's starting again and why is he starting again. For me, that isn't a conversation we need to be having to Michael Keane. That's a conversation we need to be having to the manager. I think Sean Dyche let himself down today. I think he let himself down with a couple of things. He let himself down with the right-hand side. just that right-hand side in general, and then keeping it as it was, despite the fact we were getting targeted down there, and he let himself down with the Keane decision. I don't know why he still persists to play Michael Keane. I don't know what this thing is with Michael Keane, this obsession to have him in that team constantly. Did he do much wrong today? No, he didn't. He was all right. He was all right when the ball comes to him. He dealt with it well. His footwork was okay. His heading was okay. But again, that cannot be a long-term thing. It just can't be. Nathan Patterson. Look, I was probably a little bit harsh on Nathan Patterson in the instant match reaction. The emotions were heightened, and it was fresh off of watching the game. I am still going to give him a 1 out of 10. And you can sit there and you can have a go at me and you can point a finger and you can say, that's not on, that's nasty. He was abysmal today. He was absolutely abysmal. Was it one of the worst performances I've ever seen for Everton? Maybe, maybe not. Again, maybe the emotion got to me there. But he was terrible today. Positionally, he was terrible. He got done 2 or 3 times by Willian in the opening 5 minutes. On the ball, his passing was atrocious in front of goal. He missed an absolute sitter. Just generally, I thought he had a really, really bad game today. Now, look, will he be like that every week? No. And I'm sure that it was just a one-off. And I'm sure that, hopefully in a week or two's time, he's settled in a little bit more. He's a bit more confident and we see better performances. But there's absolutely no getting away from the fact that that was horrendous today. Absolutely horrendous by Nathan Patterson. And it is what it is. Garner Gay, I'm going to give him a 5. Thought he wasn't massively involved in the game. Couple of bits of sort of press and getting at players and getting a tackle in, and a couple of moments of hard work. But I think for large part of the game, he wasn't bad. Don't get me wrong, he wasn't bad. I don't think he was awful, but I just don't think he was massively involved. I don't think he had much of an involvement on the game. I think had he have not been there, we wouldn't have necessarily missed him. Maybe that's just what Garner is. He's just that type of player that you don't really see much of, and he's in and out. But yeah, just there. Onana then, a little bit disappointed with Onana today. I'll be honest. I'm going to give him a 4. No, I'm going to give him a 5 because I think he wasn't awful as per se in terms of his on the ball work. Passing was okay, movement was okay. He just wasn't involved enough. We need Amadou Onana to start imposing himself on games of football. I said it in the season preview. He looked really positive in pre-season. He was doing a lot of that. There was a lot of him sort of imposing himself on games, a lot of him sort of taking the game by the scruff of the neck and dragging us through it. He scored against Stoke. He had a couple of other moments in the other games where he looked really, really positive. He had a couple of moments against Sporting where he looked really positive. And that's what we need from him. We need him to start imposing himself on games of football. We need him to start standing out. And he didn't stand out today. Was he bad? No. But he didn't stand out. And that is disappointing for me. That's disappointing. So he's getting a 5. Decore is getting a 4.5. Again, was lively, was running around, was putting himself about. But he's got to score that chance. He just has to score that chance. It's as simple as that. He has to put that in the back of the net. And when he doesn't put that in the back of the net, you're sort of sitting there thinking, well, where do we go from here then? Because never mind how many chances we had today. I think we had something like 19 attempts on goal or something like that. How many clear one-on-one chances did we have? How many chances did we have that you looked at and went, how have we not scored that? Another team today with the same chances puts 4 or 5 past Fulham comfortably. Fulham weren't very good today. They weren't. And Dukes misses that one, and it's a big chance, and he's not massively involved in the rest of the game, is he? Let's be honest. Iwobi then. Thought Iwobi was good. I'm going to give Iwobi a 7.5. I thought he was good. Thought he was very positive. Creatively, he was very positive. Again, his final ball for me still needs improving, as we've known for forever, really, with Alex Iwobi. But I thought creatively he was good. He was moving the ball well. He created a lot of chances. And ultimately, if we had better players in those attacking areas, they would have probably put the ball in the back of the net at least once or twice from a couple of those balls that were created by Alex Iwobi. So yeah, I thought he was a bright spark definitely in the game, and he was definitely one of the positives. Another positive, James Garner. I'm going to give him a 7. purely because I don't think he was great at right midfield, but he isn't a right midfielder. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Just because a player is versatile and states in interviews that he'll play wherever the manager wants him, that doesn't mean that he's capable of playing wherever the manager wants him. I'll go and play for Everton tomorrow up front. Am I good enough to play up front for Everton? No, but I will do it because I'm an Evertonian and I'd love to do it, be a dream. But am I good enough? No. You know, Neil Maupay might say, I'll play in goal if you need me to, Gaffer. Does that mean he's capable of doing it? No, it doesn't. James Garner today, again, I thought he was good in himself. Passing good, movement good, touches good. Won a couple of fouls, really intelligent. He's one of the only players in this team that's got real football intelligence. But again, that's obviously not his natural position, and we need somebody who is a natural winger in that position in order to improve this team. And then Maupay up front. Yeah. I'm going to give him a 3. You know what the sad thing is about Neil Maupay is I actually think it was one of his better games I've seen him play for Everton today. And I mean that in terms of his movement, good. His sort of touch was okay. I think he got himself in some good areas. He moved himself around well. He was involved. He didn't hide. He was battling. But he still ultimately can't score goals. And that's his job. So he can be great at everything else. He can be great at holding the ball up. He can be great at moving into space. He can be great at putting his boots on. He can be great at anything else. His job is to put the ball in the back of the net when he's in front of goal. And he can't do that. And that for me is ultimately it at that point. There's no question after that point. Yes, his other play was okay, but he had 3 or 4 chances to put the ball in the back of the net and he didn't. For me, that's disappointing. Bench substitutes, Danjuma come on, ran round a little bit. Give him a 5. He had that chance at the end, which had it have been offside, I would have given him less because it was woeful, but he's being saved by the offside. But again, come on, ran round a little bit, didn't have enough time to really have an impact on the game. And then Dobbin, same, give him a 6. Come on, ran round a little bit, wasn't on long enough to have an impact on the game. But yeah, why Dyche is waiting until the last 5 or 10 minutes to make substitutes in a game that we're losing, or in a game that we're clearly needing something else in. I don't know, but there you go. Anyway, let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Don't forget to go and check out the instant match reaction if you haven't already. Big thank you all for watching. Please do leave a like if you've enjoyed it. Subscribe if you are new. And yeah, as I said in the instant match reaction, let's hope we've got a striker in by Sunday. Big thanks for watching. See you later.